point, that play drink day, Friday, and even Saturday, one price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality venue home. Steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today. Located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Gilbert could be at every down tight end. He looks the part. I mean, I had a chance to talk to him. He has, to me, transformed himself again in the offseason. I want to see him blocking and play action stuff.
Well, maybe if you do put him in the slot, you throw a quick hitch to him and, let the big guy rumble.
But I think Fedoni is just as dangerous. I think you put those two guys together, that's a dangerous tight end room. I like them together more than I like them apart.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Donnie Nelson kind of was doing a little, backyard boogieing with
Business on the side.
With Mark Cuban in the background. Moves are being done and things are happening to which you don't really know about. That seems to me what happened in this situation. Things were going on, conversations was being had at the highest levels, and you're not in on the party.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America, and online at theticketfm.com. This is the Junior Achievement Hour.
Yes, it is. Welcome into the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket, all a part of Ticket Weeknights. You're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as part of the Sartor Heyman Jewelers live video stream. We appreciate them for all their support with the video streams and with the text line. I'm sitting down here with Mr. Larry Elias of Larry Elias Consulting for the next hour. And Larry and I cross paths, a little indirectly, but this isn't the first time Larry and I have talked to each other. I'm a member of Messiah Lutheran Church. Larry's a member of Messiah Lutheran Church. Cross paths via phone. So, Larry, officially, nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you, Austin, as well.
Thanks for coming in and doing this. And we were talking a little bit off air. Plenty of stories to tell. Should be a great hour. Looking forward to it. I want to get this out of the way first, the little business part. Lincoln.ja.org. That's the website you need to keep in mind. We're getting really close to school starting. Sorry, teachers. Hate to bring that up. Sorry, kids, if you're listening. But it's a thing. If you are interested, if you're moved by what Larry says, any of the other stories we've had on Thursday nights, to volunteer with Junior Achievement, whether it's on a business level or a personal level teaching classes, Lincoln.ja.org is the way that you can get signed up. And we'll get into your story, Larry, with how you got into JA. But first, who are you? What are you up to? How did you get to Lincoln and your job at Larry Elias Consulting?
Well, Larry Elias Consulting, yeah, that's my job. I'm mostly retired, actually, but I spent a lifetime in the supermarket industry. I grew up in a small town in western Iowa, and my dad had a grocery store, and I grew up in that. Went to college and in business school and graduated and stayed in the supermarket business. Came to Lincoln in 1993. Our family has been here 30 years and worked for a couple of different grocery operators in this area. And about 7 years ago, decided that I wanted to go out on my own. And so I do consulting primarily with independent retailers. I have a heart for independent business people. And so, and I, like I say, I'm mostly retired now, but I do some consulting, but mostly working with nonprofits and in charities and spending time with grandkids now. So that's kind of the way it is.
Being a grandparent, I've heard, is a full-time job in and of itself.
Well, it is. We have 5 or 6 grandchildren, 5 boys and 1 girl, and all of them are here in Lincoln. So that's a real blessing for us. And this summer, there were some nights this summer, we had 4 baseball games. We had 4 grandsons playing at the same time. And so we ran around a lot watching baseball this summer, and that's a great thing.
That's awesome. My wife and I have one on the way. I know my parents are looking forward to getting back to that because my youngest brother just wrapped up at the state tournament. So 20 plus years of chasing kids around is done. 3 years of break. Then they're right back at it. 4 years of break.
Yeah, it's great.
That is. So before we get into a little bit more of the junior achievement stuff, I want to set kind of the background for you. You mentioned consulting. I have a general idea of what that is, but what all goes into being a consultant for, first of all, the independent retail side of things?
Well, I just used my experience in the retail business and also in leadership to work with people who want to improve their businesses. And, leadership is a topic that's important to me. And so I kind of combine my knowledge of and my passion for leadership with my knowledge of the supermarket industry to help, like I said, mostly independent supermarket operators, but other businesses as well. And in a variety of ways, whether it's in the operation of their business or in marketing, whatever that might be. And I enjoy doing that because we live in a world where there's some really big corporate retail presences, with companies like Walmart and Amazon. Mm-hmm. And, when I was younger, 70% of the retail supermarkets in the United States were independently owned, and now it's about 20%. Ooh. And so there are still some very, very good, successful independent grocers, but there aren't as many as there used to be. And I want to work to help those that want to be successful to be successful.
that 20%, is that mostly in small towns like where you came from, or are they still having like a little bit of an urban niche?
Oh, there are of course a lot in the smaller towns where the larger corporations don't want to go, but they of course the large corporations touch all areas now, especially with internet online purchasing.
Sure.
But there are many very good, competent, independent retailers in large communities as well. We have them right here in Lincoln. You see them all over the country. There are good ones in big urban areas, but not as many as there used to be.
I gotcha. So then when you look at consulting for these different places, what's the one area that you consult the most on, I guess?
Well, I would say probably operations.
Really?
I have experience, wall to wall in the retail supermarket industry. I was in leadership at a company here in town, and I was involved with marketing, but I spent a lot of time in operations, basically helping owners understand their customers, understand how to, maintain good quality store conditions, how to stay modern in their assortments, marketing, those types of things. So really just about everything.
Makes sense. You mentioned leadership as a background too, and this will all tie into your time in the classroom with Junior Achievement, how you got involved. But your dad running that grocery store, did you kind of pick up that penchant for leadership, being on the forefront? Was that kind of a family trait, I guess?
Well, certainly, most of what I learned about leadership, I learned from my dad. He was a leader, not only in the fact that he operated probably the most popular business. I grew up in a town of 300 people, and so the supermarket in a town like that, which most towns that size don't have grocery stores anymore, but in that town, it was probably the business that most people would gather at, and he was a leader, but not only in the store, he was a leader in the community improvement organization that was there. He was a leader in church there. And so I learned a lot about leadership from my dad.
Which is awesome. We love dads. Shout out dads. And I can see that from what little I know of you and from you, serving in leadership at church as well. But also, I think that leadership aspect ties into what you're telling me off air about how you got started with Junior Achievement.
Right. Well, when I grew up, I didn't have Junior Achievement in my school. I didn't, like a lot of the students in Lincoln do. We serve, 20,000 students, I think, last year. And, but in the school I grew up in, it was not a JA school. And my first exposure to Junior Achievement, I think, was probably looking at a billboard along the street in Omaha, and the campaign that Junior Achievement used to use was love your job, share it with a kid. And so all I knew about JA was that it had something to do with teaching students probably about jobs or business. And so fast forward to about 10 years ago, 2013, I was working in leadership for a company here in town. And someone from Junior Achievement at that time approached our owner, and I think they wanted him to serve on the board. And he was probably already on a lot of boards and very busy. And he said, now let's maybe see if that's something we can have Larry do. So the next thing I know, I have a couple of board members and the director of JA in my office meeting with me, talking to me about JA. And they asked me to join the board of directors for Junior Achievement, which I did. And then of course, part of that expectation, if you're on the board with JA, you're also a classroom volunteer.
Oh, okay.
And so I got to volunteer for a classroom, and they so I said, well, what class will I teach? And they said, well, we'll let you choose. And I said, well, you just put me where you need me. So they picked high school for me.
Wow.
And
jumping right in.
Well, and I didn't know, you'll hear most JA volunteers say that they like, elementary school, because the kids are just, you go into a second grade classroom and the kids are all super enthusiastic. My first class was at Lincoln Northeast, and it was 10 years ago this fall. I hadn't been in a high school in a few years. All three of our kids had been through school and graduated. And so this was my first time back in a high school in a few years. And I was teaching I think it was economics or some kind of a business class. Most of the kids were juniors and seniors, and it was a Friday afternoon class. And what I didn't realize until the end of class, my first class, it was a 2:30 class. and I work till 5-6 o'clock every day. So 2:30 is early afternoon for me, right?
Uh-huh.
But what happens at the end of 2:30 class? It's 3:30, and that's school.
That bell rings.
Yeah, and it's Friday. And so what I realized at the end of my first class was I was the only thing between those kids and the weekend. And so when that bell rang, they were, it was mass humanity leaving the school, and everybody was, in a hurry to get out. So that was kind of an experience for me, but it was a little intimidating, I guess, at first going into high school class after, I'm not a professional teacher. I have a great appreciation for what teachers do, obviously, but it was a great class. I really enjoyed it. And I've been teaching high school every year since. I teach some elementary as well, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. And right now I'm kind of in a rotation of doing one high school class each semester and a 4th grade class each semester. So I enjoy that. I enjoy doing all ages of kids, and it's just a great thing.
That was going to be my next question. I know you can't pick favorite kids, right? You love them all the same. Do you have a favorite class? Did you prefer one or the other at all?
Not really. I'm every class I've taught, I really enjoy it, and you get a lot out of it. As a volunteer, you get to see the response, the things that kids learn, as an experienced business person going into a class, we tend to forget the things that we know. We take them for granted. And so when somebody is hearing it or learning it, maybe for the first time, you can see that look on their face, and it gives you a great deal of satisfaction to be able to share that. And one of the neat things about JA is that Junior Achievement's not just looking for volunteers to take a curriculum into the classroom and present it. They really want our personality and our stories and our experience, because that's what those kids need to hear. They get to ask us questions about our experiences, real world. The teachers love that as well. And so it's not just a bunch of theory. It's real world stuff. And it's our experience. So we know it inside out, and it's easy to do. It's easy to tell. JA also supplies curriculum, and they do a super job. I remember one of my first high school classes, they give us different things to hand out in class. And one of the things they gave us were I can't think of what you call them now, the things you put around your neck that hold your ticket. And I'm thinking lanyard, and I'm thinking, why are there lanyards in here? I'm going to hand out lanyards to these high school kids. And I'm thinking, are they going to even care? And when I handed them out, it was crazy. They loved it. And then I realized why, because they all wear an picture ID around their neck. And so a lot of the kids, they wanted it, they needed a lanyard, or they wanted another one, or they liked the fact that the JA one had the neat JA logo and so forth. But JA understands kids, and the curriculum that they design for all of the classes, regardless of elementary, middle school, high school, is very pertinent. It's modern, it's up to date. And so they really provide good stuff for us. And then we teach that and add our own experience to it. And it's really a win for everybody.
One last question before we hit our first break of the show. You mentioned the curriculum, and I think this blends in with your real world experience, right? JA's putting the curriculum together, but you as a, business leader, to have your endorsement on the stuff, like not just the theory, but adding your why to the curriculum, having that come together, I can see how kids' faces would light up.
Yeah, they like to hear our stories. And you can imagine, in 40 years in the business world, I've experienced a lot of things, a lot of successes, a lot of failures, a lot of learning things. Mm-hmm. And I can use those once again to present to the class to help them learn. And that's one of the reasons I think I like doing high school, because the high school age kids, they're getting ready to go out to work world. Some of them are already working. And so, for the younger kids, you can, pretty much get them excited with just about anything you present. Mm-hmm. The high school kids, it's not always that easy. And yeah, there are some of those kids that maybe aren't quite as enthused or paying attention, but man, when you connect with one and they start asking you questions about things that you did or you experienced, it's very rewarding.
That's awesome. I'm Austin Norman here on the Junior Achievement Show. I'm not the man of the hour. That's Larry Elias with us for the next 40 minutes or so, all as a part of Ticket Weeknights. More of the Junior Achievement Hour coming up next.
You're listening to the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem was they will be empty. But hear me out, it was never empty. That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog this morning and chance of showers and storms as well. And partly sunny skies will take over this afternoon. We'll see a high around 85. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early, then a chance of storms later in the night. We'll go over 70. And tomorrow, a continued chance of showers and storms will be high around 83. And the draw is Kyle Hunter from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
There were a lot of situations where all you needed was that kind of 2-minute drill.
That was it.
Nebraska never was able, under Scott Frost, to really get one of those things going.
The 2-minute drill and the ability to move productively, move the ball, has been a complete failure for Nebraska over the last few years. I think a big part of being successful in that is having a quarterback that can move. And we know Jeff Sims can move. Probably can you out of a lot of situations.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Now, back to the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Junior Achievement Hour, 93.7 The Ticket as a part of Ticket Weeknights. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Larry Elias of Larry Elias Consulting, or Full-Time Grandpa, depending on the day, I suppose, depending on the time. Larry, I want to jump off with this. You mentioned that growing up, you didn't have junior achievement. Like, you had a great real world experience, with your dad and his business. But in school, you said you didn't grow up in a JA school. As you look at the curriculum you're teaching now, is there anything that you see that you would have loved to have had in your education?
Well, any of it would have been great. Education's changed a lot since I was in grade school back in the 1960s. But what I like about Junior Achievement is the mission that we have, and it comes through in the curriculum. I mean, Junior Achievement has really three main purposes, and one is to teach financial literacy to kids, to students. The second one is workplace readiness, and then the other one is entrepreneurship. And that was a mission that I could really connect with, because there are a lot of people in this world today that don't know how to handle their money. They're not good with finances. And I'm talking about adults too, not just kids. It's important that our kids understand, how to earn money, how to use it, to understand the difference between a need and a want. And JA teaches that. And I think that when we understand how to use our resources, our financial resources wisely, that makes for more success for us individually. It makes for stronger families. And I think if it makes for stronger families, it helps the community and the state and the nation. If you look at the cause of stress for individuals and a lot of the cause for marital issues, finances is a part of that. And so anything that we can do to teach our students more about financial literacy, how to handle their money, how to handle credit, how to earn it, how to save it, how to take personal responsibility for their future, I think is a good thing. And so when I was asked to be part of Junior Achievement, it was easy for me to say yes, because I'm actually doing something I think that helps, the future of our community. So I like that part of it. Regarding workplace readiness, maybe that's another one of the reasons I like volunteering at the high school level. Those young people are either working or getting close to going out and working. And so what can we do to help them be prepared to be successful in their jobs? And when I was, I remember when I was getting out of college in the late 70s, there were more students looking for work than there were jobs available. And that's the opposite of how it is today. And it's really interesting because a lot of, young people today, they've got employers knocking themselves out to get people to come to work for them. And people today are able to make demands as, workers that they couldn't make before, in terms of, I want to work remotely and I'd prefer this and prefer that. When I got out of college, it was like, I hope I get an offer, and I'm going to probably have to move somewhere. And, that was just the way it was. And I tell young people today, that'll probably change at some point. Right now, there are so many people my age in our nation that demand goods and services that as long as that's the case, there are going to need to be a lot of workers to help fulfill those needs. And unless we come up with a lot of robots or automated, procedures to take jobs, people are going to have some really good opportunities, and that's a wonderful thing. But it's still important for young people to understand what employers are looking for, and how to present themselves, and how to be successful in their jobs, how to work with other people in a team environment, and how to be a problem solver and communicate in the workplace. So workplace readiness is a big part of what we do. And so as a volunteer, that's something that I enjoy helping, students with. And then entrepreneurship. And, I don't think a lot of people realize that the majority of businesses in our country today are owned, by small business operators. We think of business and we tend to think of, Amazon and General Motors and, big corporations, but there are way more small businesses than there are large corporations. And, being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, running your own business is a dream that most people can realize if, anyone can realize if they're willing to use their creativity, use their finances wisely and work hard and take advantage of opportunities. So we want students to know at an early age that they should pursue their dreams and they don't have to settle for something else. They can pursue their dreams. And it's interesting to see young people with their creativity live those dreams out and pursue those dreams.
As you look at those three pillars for JA, is it like a pyramid where you build financial literacy at the bottom to workplace readiness to entrepreneurship? Do they all three stand vertically and support it? What's that relationship like between the pillars?
Well, all three of those things are talked about in all the curriculum and all of the classes. And I would say for elementary students, we probably talk the most about financial literacy and entrepreneurship. We probably don't do as much of the workplace readiness for the kids in elementary school because they're not really close to the workforce. But we do talk about things like, personality and getting along with others and those things. And that's really workplace readiness.
That's part of it.
Yeah. But we talk about a lot about entrepreneurship because we want kids at that age to know that, if you have an idea, and it's great to hear kids talk about ideas they have. And, it's important for us as adults to encourage that, not to poo-poo it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about entrepreneurship for elementary. And of course, we talk about financial literacy. So, we're playing games and doing different exercises with the kids where they get money and they get to use that money. And, we have I taught fourth grade at Riley last semester, and we have a game where they run a hot dog stand and they have to decide how they're going to pay for their cost of goods, their hot dogs, their lemonade, and so forth. And if there's a hot dog shortage or they can't get the lemons, what are you going to do? What are you going to buy instead? And how are you going to use that money? And how much are you going to spend on marketing? And so, we do that. We teach them about personal finances and personal credit and all those types of things. So they really stand on their own. And then of course, when you get to high school level, we talk about workplace readiness a little bit more, but again, it depends on the class. In high school, I teach, international marketing or business. I've taught there's actually a career success class, and that's mostly workplace readiness type, things. So we talk about all three at all ages.
I have to ask, do you have any good ideas, any funny ideas from wannabe entrepreneurs that stick out to you?
Well, I don't know if I have any that stick out. You'll hear kids talk about things, especially maybe in third and fourth grade, where they'll certain things that they'll want to do, and it might sound ridiculous, but they'll go on to tell you a story about what their parents are doing, and some of their entrepreneur ideas come from their own families and their parents. So, in this day and age, really, if you have an idea, what is worth pursuing because there's a possibility that somebody out there would buy it,
Mm-hmm. As we talk about those three pillars, financial literacy makes sense to me, right? You got to be good with money. It's a big part of society. For better or for worse, money is important. It's around. Workplace readiness, you got to have a job of some sort. So that makes perfect sense again. Entrepreneurship is the one that I think everyone has inside them to some degree. Not everyone can act on, not everyone, follows through with it. It also is the riskiest one because it's not for everyone. So how is it that, being financially literate and being ready for the workplace builds into entrepreneurship?
Well, you said there is risk. And so it takes confidence, and it takes, I think we have to look at failure as something we experience so that we can learn to be successful. We have a tendency, I think, at times, especially if your personality is risk averse, that, we think of failure as something that stops us and it's something to be avoided. If you think of failure as something that teaches us, then you're not, afraid of it. And of course, if you're married and you got children and you got, a mortgage, then you can understand why you want to, avoid risk, because there are things that can be costly, in that way. And when I think about that, I have to, for me, I think about my great grandfather. My great grandfather came to the United States around 1900. And he came along with some of his brothers, immigrated here, and from the Middle East, from Lebanon, what at that time was Syria, before Lebanon was even a country. They came here for to escape religious persecution. They were Christians, and they wanted to be able to worship freely, and they weren't able to do that in the Ottoman Empire. And they came to the Omaha area, and he was an olive, he raised olives. That's what he did. He owned an olive, grove. And I think that's mostly what he did. I never met him. I died the same year that I was born. He passed away before I was born. And he came here, and he was an entrepreneur. He was a peddler. He lived in Omaha, and he became a peddler. He sold goods on a peddler's wagon in rural small towns in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa, went to farms, and I've talked to many people who knew him from coming to their towns and their farms. And he eventually did well enough that he was able to move his family out of Omaha into a small town, and he bought a general store. And that was the grocery store that I grew up in as a kid. And his son, my grandfather, ran it, and then my dad and my uncle. And so, as I went away to college, and I was the first person in my family to go to college, I went away to college, and I wasn't thinking about owning my own business. I mean, there was a thought tucked away back there. But when I think back at my great grandfather and all the risk that he took and all the things that he had to do and the language that he had to learn and all of the barriers, that's amazing. For me, for what I went through, was nothing compared to that. And I had always thought about owning my own grocery store, and I never did that. And I eventually did own my own business, but that was more toward the end of my career when I became, involved in consulting. And so in a roundabout way, I ended up in that place.
That's an incredible example of entrepreneurship. I mean, the reason they left maybe, wasn't for that, but they had to do something, when he got over here. You can't just plop down and say, I'm good now, right? You got to work, you got to find a way to make a living, and to do that, to make the way from not maybe having a plan, not knowing exactly what it is in a new area. That's incredible. You mentioned being the first in your family to go to college, and that really sticks out to me, because I think, I don't stereotype or anything, but I think sometimes when you're the first in your family to go to college, it's why? We have the family business. So I feel like going to college was kind of your first entrepreneurship, right? You're doing something new, you're venturing out. Was your family on board with you going to college? Was that always the plan? What was that like?
Oh yeah, they were. I had a couple of uncles that had gone to college, but I was the first one in my neither one of my parents did, and I was the oldest of three kids. And my dad took over the grocery store from his dad. And so he was running that. My dad was only 20 years older than me. So when I get out of high school, and I graduated when I was 17, and I just turned 18, later in the summer, my dad was 38 years old. And in a town of 300 people, a grocery store is not going to do enough business to support a lot of families. So it wasn't an automatic for me just to go into business with my dad. I needed to go out on my own. And he wasn't ready to retire, obviously, at age 38.
A little over halfway there.
Yeah. But my dad and mom, neither one went to college. They went, they got out of high school, they were in love, and they got married. And he had a job because of the supermarket, right? And so my parents had always said, we want to give you the opportunity to go to school. They could have, but they didn't. And so it was just kind of an automatic that I was going to go to school. And so was my brother, my younger brother and sister, and we did. And so for me, that was a new experience, and, a little bit scary, but, I did. And, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I know I liked business. And so I went to business school. And when I graduated, I ended up back in the supermarket business.
Coincidence? Maybe not. Who's to say? But was there ever, and did you ever feel any pressure being the first not to screw it up? If your mom and dad are saying, we want this for you, go step out and do this, or was it just, this is what's next in life?
No, I really didn't feel the pressure. They were very supportive and loving, and I didn't feel like I had to perform at a certain level. I actually got better grades in college than I did in high school because I think I messed around too much in high school. But no, I loved college. I enjoyed it. It was a new experience for me. I did fairly well in college, and then I got out of college and got married and started a job and a family at the same time.
That's awesome. We're here on the Junior Achievement Hour talking with Larry Elias of Larry Elias Consulting. We'll take one final break, wrap up the show after this.
You're listening to the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
if I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
What are you doing, hon? I thought we were going to pick up our Powerball with Power Play and Double Play tickets.
Hold on, I have to sit through this video meeting for work.
Do they realize how big the Powerball jackpot is?
I know, but these blowhards keep rambling on.
I don't want to miss my chance to win millions of dollars.
Well, neither do I, but how do I get these win bags to speed it up?
Dave, you're not on mute.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Play Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog this morning and change showers and storms as well. And partly sunny skies will take over this afternoon. We'll see a high around 85. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early, then a chance of storms later in the night. We'll go over around 70. And tomorrow, a continued chance of showers and storms will see a high around 83. The meteorologist Kyle Hunter from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now, back to the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once I'm here on the Junior Achievement Hour. I'm Austin Norman. With me, Larry Elias of Larry Elias Consulting. Larry, we've spent a lot of the first 45 minutes or so of the show looking back, but it's also important to look forward, right? Because Junior Achievement is about investing in the kids and in the future. And you mentioned that Junior Achievement is going toward a different style of learning in some ways. Could you elaborate on that?
Sure. We've placed more emphasis on experiential learning, and it's just what we see in the learning community today. It's not so much about just teaching, numbers and dates and concepts, but also letting people experience things, because that's how you learn. And so more of the classes are, involving exercises where the students get to participate. And that's really at all levels. We're incorporating the use of technology more. And in fact, during COVID, we were teaching some classes even, with, on Zoom. And so, but with experiential learning, we're looking at not only things in the classroom, but we're also, for Junior Achievement of Lincoln, we're looking at operating what's called BizTown, which is actual physical facility where the students would be bussed in and they'd come and spend a day there. And it's like a town that has a bank, and it has, a grocery store, and it has different types of businesses and organizations where they would go and conduct transactions and do things. And some of them would be consumers and some of them would be employees. And so, we hear great things from other Junior Achievement districts that are regions that have biz towns. And so we're looking at doing that here. One of the things that we've been very successful at in Lincoln over the past several years is what we call Stock Market Challenge. We started that, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, and we conducted that out at the University of Nebraska, the new part, Innovation Campus. And we outgrew the space. And so this past spring, we held it for the first time at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And what a great venue for that. And we bring in kids from all over Nebraska, and had over 100 teams participating, where these kids are actually at, what's a stock market type environment. They have money that they can use to invest. They have to make decisions on how to do that. And whoever makes the best investments at the end of the session, is the champions. And I understand you had them in here and interviewed them not too long ago.
We did month and a half ago. Bright kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going on to UNL. I think they both graduated from Southwest, and they're already getting involved with FBLA and all that stuff at UNL in massive ways. And that's incredible to see the impact that junior achievement can have in a real world sense for these high school students.
Yeah, they love doing it. They love the experience. It gives them confidence and they're learning things. And so we're moving in the direction of more of that type of programming for junior achievement. Junior achievement is made up of there are regions all over the country, and Junior Achievement of Lincoln is the largest one in the state of Nebraska. And we operate in and around the Lincoln area. We also have kind of a sub district in Hastings and also in Grand Island. That's part of J.A. Lincoln. And, we reached about 20,000 students in the 2021-2022 school year. And we taught 900 classes, and we had about 900 volunteers as well. And we're in over 80 schools. And in Lincoln, in the city of Lincoln, we're in almost every school, public and parochial school. And if you have a student, or if you are a student or have a student in Lincoln, they're probably, in or have been in JA. So when I see kids when I'm at the grocery store or when I'm at church or different places, somebody will come up to me and they'll say, "You taught my class," or, you'll recognize them from a past class. And when I think about, for me, and we've got volunteers who've been teaching for decades, but for me, some of those high school kids that I taught in that first class at Lincoln Northeast are now, probably pushing 30 years old, and they're, married and got kids and kids in school taking JA.
That's got to be incredible. But to use a couple business words, huge supply of students to reach, always got to be demand for volunteers, right?
Yeah, volunteers, it's a huge demand for volunteers, and we need more volunteers, and everybody's qualified. There's nothing special. All you have to do is want to be part of helping kids learn how to be successful and be able to share your own story, your own experience with them. Junior Achievement supplies the curriculum and the materials, and we supply the training. We, the folks in our Junior Achievement office will train and answer questions. And so it's just a matter of volunteering a little bit of your time to help with that. And so, yeah, we're looking for volunteers. We have some great volunteers. We have some people that teach a dozen classes a year, but we don't ask volunteers to do that. You can teach one class a year or maybe one a semester. And it's just a matter of a few hours prep time and then going to the class. The teachers love it. The students love it. They love to see you come. And, success is judged, not by, any certain thing. It's just going and sharing your knowledge and going through the curriculum. And so, I would encourage anybody that's listening that has, if you want to be a part of the solution, we have plenty of problems in the world today. We have plenty of challenges in the world today. What better than to impact young people who are going to be part of the future? And so we would encourage that. And if people that own a business, if you own a business or you work for a business and you have some authority there or some, ability to influence, I would encourage you to get your business involved and encourage your employees to volunteer. We have some great businesses in Lincoln where employers that give their employees time off. Some of them even pay, their employees to come and the time that they're away from work, they pay them for that to volunteer. We have some great supporters in the community, and we need more. We need more businesses, business owners and businesses in Lincoln and surrounding areas that say, "Hey, how can I help? I want to help. I want to encourage my employees." And of course, we're always interested in financial support. So we've got people out there that are willing to financially support us. We're a nonprofit, and it takes a lot of money to do this. And I think that JA is very responsible. We use those funds wisely. We've won national awards many years. We have one of what's highest, what we call market share, and market share for junior achievement just means what percentage of the kids or the classes in your area do you reach? And we have one of the highest in the country. Wow. Because of the success of the hardworking staff that we have, and just the legacy of the people that started JA here in Lincoln back in 1971. We've been at it for over 50 years. And we've just had a lot of great people that have gone before us, and we just want to continue to build on that.
That's incredible. And it sounds like a lot of the excuses are cut out. I mean, don't think you can get off work Well, you're advertising for your business, right? Boss would be dumb to not let you go. You're scared, get a friend to do it, right? Bring someone alongside you. And with it, it sounds like JA makes it super easy to get in the door. And I think it's also fair to say there's not a contract, right? You can try it for a class, see if it's your thing. And from what I've heard from everyone that's been in here on this show, it's hard to get out because you have a blast doing it.
You do. And, when I like, as I shared a little bit earlier, when I volunteered, I told them, just put me where you need me. So they put me in high school. And what I learned fairly quickly is being involved with JA and being on the board and talking to some of the other members, most of the people were doing grade school. And it's like people were afraid to do high school. And I've done it every year and I just love it. And I love it because I can share my experiences with those students. And because they're either in or close to the workplace setting, it means something to them. And every class I've taught's been rewarding.
That's awesome. Larry, thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in, sharing your story, all the work you're doing in the community. It's been a blast.
You're welcome. Enjoyed being here, Austin. Thank you.
This has been the Junior Achievement Hour here on 93.7, the Ticket, a part of Ticket weeknights. That'll do it for us. We'll turn it over to Harrison Arns here in just a little while. Stick with us here on 93.7, the Ticket. More to come.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
What are you doing, hon? I thought we were going to pick up our Powerball with Power Play and Double Play tickets.
Hold on. I have to sit through this video meeting for work.
Did they realize how big the Powerball jackpot is?
I know, but these blowhards keep rambling on.
I don't want to miss my chance to win millions of dollars.
Well, neither do I, but how do I get these win bags to speed it up?
Dave, you're not on mute.
Oh, well, sorry.
Play Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog this morning and change showers and storms as well. And partly sunny skies will take over this afternoon. We'll see a high around 85. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early, then a chance of storms later in the night. It's going to go around 70. And tomorrow, a continued chance of showers and storms will see a high around 83. The meteorologist is Kyle Hunter from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off start the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Join Matt Davis in the studio, president of the 1890 Initiative, Nebraska